What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and achieving your goals today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2023 Cadillac Escalade V. Massive thank you to Mike.Dwyer and More Cadillac here in Chantilly, Virginia for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular Escalade V or any Cadillac product, I'll be sure to have Mike and More Cadillac's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First and foremost, I want to give an introduction to my sun hat as well as a massive thank you to my sun hat for keeping me cool here today. Last time I did a video in this spot, it was unbearably hot, unbearably humid, and it is just as hot and just as humid here today, but the sun hat is definitely helping out with that kind of stuff. But without further ado, let's jump right into the exterior and the performance. So, like I said, this is a 2023 Cadillac Escalade V. This particular one is the short wheelbase variant. If you wanted the long wheelbase variant, also known as the ESV, that would cost you an additional $3,000. But back to this Escalade V, this particular one has been painted in the $1,225 Radiant Red tint coat paint, which in my opinion is one of the best colors to choose from in the Escalade V's palette of colors, because there really aren't that many cool colors. You either get a red, you get a green, and then the other colors are like a black, gray, and a white. So very limited color options with the V, so that is why I think the red is the best. It really pops with the black accents that the V gives you. But starting over here at our headlights, as standard with the V, you get LED headlights with auto leveling and IntelliBeam. You also get LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. But working our way to the center of the front end, as standard with the V, you get a gloss black mesh grille with a gloss black grille surround. This particular one has been optioned with the $4,795 Onyx package, which gives you the monochrome Cadillac emblems both in the front and in the rear. And then as standard with the V, just beneath your Cadillac emblem is where you will find your forward-facing camera. That forward-facing camera works with your 360-degree view camera system that I just said comes standard on the V. What also comes standard on the V are these 6 forward-facing sensors. So you get 3 on this side, and then you get another 3 on that side, just to make it a little bit easier when pulling into parking spaces. Obviously, you know, this is the V, so you do get a V-specific front bumper with a massive lower grille, as well as more pronounced outer grills on both sides of your front bumper. So one on that side, and then one on this side as well. Again, these are what I'm referring to when I say outer grills, and they are definitely more pronounced than the ones that you find on the Sport Platinum, as is this massive lower grille. And then working our way all the way down, you get a front splitter with the Escalade V. So basically it is gloss black, and then you get a body color trim piece all the way at the bottom of your front bumper. So, you know, the Escalade V doesn't look that much different than what you'd find with like the Sport Platinum, but there are a few subtle changes to give it a more aggressive appearance. And in my opinion, I love that Cadillac retains the sleeper look with the V. That's kind of the point of the V. You know, back in 2005 when they introduced the CTS V, it looked pretty much the exact same as the other CTSs, except it had that beautiful Corvette Z06 engine under the hood with the LS6, and this really is no different, except this one obviously is an SUV. But working our way down the side, you get a side marker light right here, and then with the V you get a V-tuned adaptive air ride and magnetic ride control suspension. So essentially it's a sport tuned suspension. And then like I mentioned just a little bit ago, this one has the Onyx package, and with the Onyx package you get these 22-inch multi-spoke wheels with a satin graphite finish and laser etching. Basically this is what I'm referring to when I say the laser etching. You get like that fast kind of look with the V on the end. I think these wheels look absolutely awesome. And then, you know, just poking behind those wheels are where you will find your 6-piston front Brembo brakes with the red painted calipers. You may be able to see that you get the V badge on the caliper. I love the way that this thing looks, and if you're not looking for it, you can't really see those massive 6-piston Brembos. But working our way up to here, as standard with the V, you get rain sensing wipers, and then working our way into the side view mirrors, you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals. These side view mirrors are heated. The driver's side mirror is auto dimming. Both side view mirrors are power folding. You get your blind spot monitoring on the upper left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right hand side of your passenger side mirror. You also get a side view camera on both side view mirrors as well. Those work with your 360-degree view camera system. And then you also get a puddle light down here, which is what that is right there. So basically you know, when you're walking up to your vehicle at night, that puddle light will shine on the ground, and basically it shines a Cadillac crest that also helps you, you know, see what you're walking up to when walking up to the vehicle at night. I think that is really, really cool. And then working our way up to the side profile, starting at the top of the roof line, you get a body color shark fin antenna as well as gloss black roof rails. You also get gloss black window trim as well as body color door handles with keyless access and illumination. So you may be able to see this little light strip right here. That is what I'm referring to when I say illumination. So all 4 of your door handles are illuminated, and that is just the Cadillac touch. On both of your front doors, you will get your V badging, and then you also get these gloss black body side moldings, which I'll do a closer look right now. Again, I love with the V, you get all those gloss black elements. And then all the way at the bottom, this is something that I mentioned when I did a video with the Sport Platinum that I said should come standard with the Sport Platinum as well, are your power retractable running boards with LED perimeter lighting. These running boards do come standard on the V, but they do not come standard on the Sport Platinum, and I think that is an absolute must. That should also come standard on the Sport Platinum. But anyway, I love how they come standard on the V. Working our way to the C-pillar, you get your Cadillac crest obviously on both sides. I love the way that looks. And then your C-pillar is also a gloss black piece. Basically looks like you have windows going all the way down the side of the Escalade. Also, obviously, you get a capless filler neck. Premium fuel is required for the Escalade V, whereas I believe on the Sport Platinum, premium fuel is recommended. But coming to the back, let's do a rear 3/4 shot. This thing looks sexy, and that is, you know, the best way to describe this thing is insane and sexy. Maybe insanely sexy, I don't know, maybe not. But working our way up to here, with the V, you get a body color roof spoiler as well as an integrated third brake light into your roof spoiler that is LED. You also get LED taillights back here as well. And then one thing that I always mention is that this upper glass piece also opens. So let's say, you know, you need to make a Home Depot run with your Escalade V because this is your daily driver, except, you know, with the trunk closed, you're not going to be able to send those 2x6s through. Well, with that thing open, you can send those 2x6s through. So this is actually a very practical vehicle other than the fuel economy. But anyway, you didn't hear me say that. You get a black trim piece right here. Again, with the Onyx package, you get the monochrome Cadillac logo, and that is what that looks like back here. Also, this Cadillac logo doubles as the button to open up your liftgate. So all you got to do is press on that, and then the power liftgate will open up. This is a hands-free power liftgate. So let's say your hands are full, all you got to do is put your foot under there, and the trunk would open up. And then just like any other Escalade, like Sport Platinum or something like that, you get the power folding up and down third row seats. So I'll demonstrate that for you now. Third row seats go down power, and you can also fold them up from back here as well. Whereas in the second row, they are only, you can only push them down. So if you press that twice, the second row seat will drop, but you can't raise the second row seat from back here. And then to the left of that, you get a household power outlet back here. These are all the different accessories, I think, that come with the heavy duty trailer package. So that is what these different boxes are back here. And then underneath here, you get a little bit more storage space that you could set, you know, jumper cables or something like that. And then just like the Sport Platinum, you get these beautiful Escalade trunk sills. That is what that looks like, and they are both a brushed aluminum. They look very, very premium. That's kind of about it for what we got going on in the trunk area. With that trunk closing, there are a couple things I wanted to point out. So over here, you get your rear view camera, and then to the right of that, you have a rear view camera mirror. That rear view camera mirror is something that I'll get into later on in this video, but it is a very, very nice feature. But if you don't want it on, you can actually turn it off from the rear view mirror. Also, again, with that Onyx package, you get the black Escalade logo. That is what that looks like. And then obviously with the V, you obviously get a V badge on the lower right-hand side of your trunk, and that is a closer look at that. Again, there really aren't very many V badges, and that, you know, again, adds to the sleeper look and feel of the Escalade V, because there's really only 3 V badges on the exterior, unless maybe you can include the ones on the calipers, which would make it 5. So there's really only 5 V badges on the outside of the Escalade V. So again, that adds to the sleeperness of the V. You also get another 6 parking sensors back here as well. Obviously, just like the front mimics the rear, you get a V-specific rear bumper. So essentially you get a very aggressive looking rear diffuser. You get some gloss black trim that leads nicely into over here. So it starts over there, and then that gloss black trim piece follows all the way through your rear bumper. Obviously it's the V. You get the quad tip exhaust that is also an active system, and it sounds absolutely insane from the factory. Reflector on the driver side of the bumper, reflector on the passenger side of the bumper. And then if you were wondering about the tow capacity, you get a 7,000 pound max tow capacity. And then also this one has been optioned with the $600 heavy duty trailer tow package, which gives you some additional cooling, you know, just to help pull that heavy load. And then if you were wondering about the rear axle ratio, this gets a 323 rear axle ratio. So that's really about it, you know, for the exterior of the Escalade V. Here's another little shot of the rear 3/4 angle. Again, I love the way that this thing looks. It looks very similar to a Sport Platinum, but you know, when this thing pulls up next to you at a light, you know what it is. You can hear it, and you can look at those couple V badges just to tell that this thing is an absolute monster. But let me know what you think. Do you guys like the sleeperness of the Escalade V, or should it be more in your face? Let me know in the comments down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that beautiful 6.2 liter supercharged V8. By the way, this has a 2.7 liter supercharger, which is absolutely massive. And you can see how absolutely massive that is here in person. But that motor makes 682 horsepower and 653 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 4.3 seconds. If you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 11 in the city, 16 miles per gallon on the highway for 13 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. If you're buying an Escalade V, I really don't think you're worried about the fuel economy numbers. And if you're worried about the fuel economy numbers, then this is definitely not the vehicle for you. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. All those likes, comments, and subscriptions really help my channel grow, and I can only make videos like this with, you know, my channel growing. So if you've taken anything from this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I truly, truly do. But with that stuff said, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, I wanted to show you a look at the key fob. So you get a V-specific key fob, obviously with the Escalade V. So on this side, it's got some red coloring, you get the V badging. And then on this side, it looks pretty much the exact same as the Escalade Sport Platinum with your unlocking your lock function, your remote start function. You can open up your upper glass and your lift gate. You can power open and close your lift gate, and obviously you have your panic function. But like I mentioned earlier in the video, you do get keyless access. All you got to do is make sure you have your key fob in your pocket. Walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, feel for a little pad, press on that pad, and the vehicle will open up. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across that Cadillac crest right there, and the vehicle will lock. Now the vehicle is locked. These are not conventional door handles. There's like a little pad back here that you literally press on the pad and the door will open up. Obviously the power retractable running boards will come down. And now let's take a look at our driver's side door panel. So as standard with the V, you get semi-aniline leather seats and leather wrap trim. So basically the entire door panel from about right here to up top here is all leather wrapped. You get this wood grain looking trim, you get some aluminum trim, you get an aluminum looking door handle, you get your heated and ventilated seats as standard with the V, you get your unlock and your lock functions. By the way, heated and ventilated seats both get 3 levels of adjustability. And then here are your power side view mirror controls. Pressing on this button right here will power fold in your side view mirrors like they're doing right now. That button will restrict your passenger window privileges. You get automatic up and down windows in the front, but you only get automatic down windows in the back, so you do get a $50 credit for not getting the express up windows in the back. Then you have your 2 memory seat adjustment settings that come standard, nicely padded armrest that is leather wrapped, and then you get some more accent colored piping and some accent colored stitching, and quite a bit of storage space at the bottom of your door panel. And then also as standard with the V, you get a 36 speaker AKG audio system, and that is what the speaker surround looks like on your driver's side door panel. But working our way into the interior, just like the Sport Platinum, absolutely beautiful interior. You get massaging seats, heated seats, ventilated seats, and tons of adjustability with your front 2 seats. You can see you also get the AKG speakers mounted into the front passenger headrests as well. That's what that looks like. Just an overall beautiful looking interior. And then last but not least, you get a brushed aluminum Escalade door sill. It's got some plastic on it. That's a closer look at what the Escalade door sill looks like, but I don't want to take that entire thing off because I want the owner to take that off. But stepping on into the interior, boom, absolutely beautiful. And, you know, just like the exterior, the interior is also sleeper-esque as well, other than these paddle shifters. But like I said, you do get keyless access. That also means you get push button start. Just make sure you have your key fob in the interior. Push your foot down on the brake and then push to start. And that is that beautiful Escalade V exhaust note. You also get the aluminum sport pedals, which look phenomenal. And that is obviously what you would expect when you get the Escalade V. But starting over here, I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna turn the volume down. It's gonna let me know that I'm in demonstration mode, I would assume. But we're gonna start over here. There, it's letting me know that we're in demonstration mode. I'll let that go. All right. So starting over here, I guess we'll start with this piece right here. So as standard with the V, you get a 7.2 inch OLED control panel, which is what this is over here. So you can see your trip 1 information stuff, swipe over, you can see your trip 2 stuff, and then you can go into a calm screen, swipe all the way back over, that puts you into trip 1, and then you click this right here, that will bring you into your gauges. So you can either be in the standard gauge setup like we're in right now, or you can go and bring this entire screen into a map, which is what it's going to do right now. Give it a second, and then while it's doing that, you also get an augmented reality camera. So this is what the navigation stuff looks like. You get the augmented reality camera right here, and this is what that looks like. Basically, you can have this camera display the entire time you're driving the vehicle. And the night vision is only available at night, but anyway, you also get night vision, which is basically like what you find in like an S-Class or something. It will project what's in front of you at night. Again, basically what the augmented reality camera does, it will do that at night. So basically it'll turn black and white. Anyway, you can also control your head-up display system here, and you can go over to here, and then you go in between your different night vision controls and stuff like that. These are your head-up display controls. Obviously, as standard with the Escalade, you get head-up display. I'm not sure how well the GoPro is going to pick it up, but you can see the head-up display right now is displaying the digital speedometer readout and the speed limit sign. Yeah, so that's kind of what you can see, you know, on the head-up display. Coming down, you get an HVAC vent. This will put you in between your different drive modes. So you have like, I think 5 different drive modes. You have Tour, Sport, Snow/Ice, Tow/Haul, and My Mode. You actually technically have 6 because you also have your V mode, which you can just go into by pressing that V button down there, but we'll get into that in a second. You also have a couple different ride heights to choose from as well. I'm gonna put us back into the regular gauge. You have a couple different ride heights to choose from. So going all the way up, you have your increased ground height. Coming down once, that is your normal ground clearance mode. Then you have lowered ground clearance and your entry exit ground clearance mode. So let's say you have a grandma who has a hard time getting in and out of your Escalade when it's in its normal ground clearance mode. You can actually lower it to make it a little bit easier for her to step in and out of the vehicle. And then one thing that I thought was pretty cool is that this picture right here is an actual Escalade V. You can actually see the Escalade V badge on it. So that's a nice little Easter egg that I appreciate when getting a vehicle like this. And then to the right of that, you get the V emblem. That is your electronic parking brake on or off. And then this is your integrated trailer brake controller. That is to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons. And obviously, you know, this is an Escalade, so you do get a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. What I mean by that is the steering wheel will come towards you, steering wheel will go away from you, and then you can also move the steering wheel up and down, all done by that little switch right there. Moving over to here, this is your turn signal stock, your headlight control stock, and your high beam control stock. So let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. Here, your headlight controls. You have automatic light control on right now. That is daytime running lights on, and then that is headlights in the always on position. Clicking the button on the end of your turn signal stock is to turn your IntelliBeam system on or off. IntelliBeam is your automatic high beams. And then zooming out a little bit, this is what your steering wheel looks like with the Escalade V. Again, it looks very similar to what you find in the Sport Platinum, except you get that nice little V badge down at the bottom of your steering wheel. So again, just very minimal V badging throughout the interior and the exterior to, again, to give this thing a sleeper look. Now, you may notice that you have this up top here in that little thing right there, and you're like, well, what the heck is that? So this one has the optional $2,500 Super Cruise hands-free driving system. So basically, that is going to read your eyes, making sure that you're focusing on the road even when the vehicle is driving itself for you. And then up top here is also to do with the Super Cruise stuff. Obviously, this is an Escalade, so you get a leather-wrapped steering wheel that is also heated, but with the V, you get these beautiful steering wheel mounted paddle shifters that are a metal paddle shifter. They feel great, they sound great when you hit your finger against them, and they are also very, very responsive as well. As standard with the Escalade V, you get adaptive cruise control. So here are your adaptive cruise control settings. That is your gap adjust for your adaptive cruise control settings. That is to turn your heated steering wheel on or off. This is basically like a cabin connect kind of thing to make it easier for the driver to communicate with your third row passengers. So essentially, it's kind of like a intercom system. So you can speak, the microphone will pick you up, and then it'll project your voice into the rear speakers in the back, again, making it a little bit easier to communicate with your passengers in the third row. Again, that is what that button at the center does right there. This button is to turn your Super Cruise on or off, this button here. And then that is to speak to the vehicle. Obviously, at the center, you have your horn, so let's take a listen to it. That is what the horn sounds like in the Escalade V. And then these buttons here are to control your audio system, so you can go forward on a track and or backward on a track, or you can switch between your different preset radio stations on your AM, FM, or Sirius XM. And then coming down, that is to mute the audio system, that is to lower the volume, that is to raise the volume. And then these controls here are all to control your 16.9-inch digital gauge cluster. So this is what your digital gauge cluster looks like. Again, this is basically going to pop up the audio stuff on your digital gauge cluster, but I have to go into here, press continue, and then that will give me controls over here. So clicking on that is going to pop up my audio stuff, so you can go in between your different audio stuff over here. Click that button again, and that will bring you back into this screen. And then if you click that, that will bring the phone stuff onto the screen. And that's kind of about it, what you can do, again, with the screen control. So on the left-hand side of the screen, that is the ambient exterior temperature. That's the time, that's the date. That lets us know that we are in entry-exit mode. Then that is the compass. Coolant temperature down here, that's letting us know who is buckled and unbuckled. That is the odometer, that's letting us know that my headlights are on and telebeam is on. And then that's the speed limit sign, digital speedometer readout, that letting us know that we are in sport mode at the moment. That's transmission status, letting us know that we're in park. Obviously, at the center, you get that massive tachometer, also known as the RPM gauge for those who don't know what a tachometer is. And then that is your fuel gauge, and then that is your fuel range. So actually pretty good fuel range, you know, considering the size of the motor. But working our way over to here, this is the standard 14.2-inch infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. And like I mentioned with the V, you get leather wrap trim throughout the entire interior. So all of your dash up top here is all leather wrapped, and that leads nicely into your infotainment screen. So on the left-hand side of your infotainment screen, you have all your different shortcut buttons. So you have your home button, audio button, navigation button, phone button, and your vehicle information button. This is your home screen here. So this is what the home screen looks like. You have your audio stuff, navigation stuff, phone stuff, active park assist, and your parking sensors on or off button right there. So if you click that, parking sensors are now off, as well as reverse auto brake is now off. Click that button again and they both turn back on. Swiping over this way, you can, oh shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Swiping over this way will bring you into this screen. So you have your audio, navigation, phone stuff, vehicle information stuff, rear climate, wireless Apple CarPlay stuff, wireless Android Auto stuff. You can go between your different users. This does have a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot, so that is how you go into that Wi-Fi hotspot screen. And then swiping over to here, you have this second screen. You have your trailering stuff, apps, OnStar stuff, rear media. So this does come standard with these rear media screens. They're basically like iPads mounted on the seat back. They're awesome. I'll get into that here in a second. You can also go in between your ambient lighting, so you can adjust the colors, you can adjust the brightness, you can link it to the drive mode. So if you want the drive mode, you know, you put it in V mode and then all the ambient lighting turns red. You can do that throughout this ambient lighting screen here. And then you also have a video recorder. It's pretty cool. Basically, it will video record all around the vehicle. So let's say somebody door dinged you, it will catch that on camera. Then you can also pop up your forward-facing camera and your 360 camera on that side. I have my mirrors folded in, so when the mirrors fold out, that is what the 360-degree view camera system looks like. Obviously, when I throw this thing into reverse, the backup camera will pop up right there. Again, they have guidance lines with that as well. And then you can go into normal, wide. You can also go into overhead, which is pretty cool. And then you can go into side, pretty cool different camera views. Clicking on this button right here is a pretty cool view. So it actually isn't an Escalade V on there, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, you can see throughout the entire exterior of the vehicle. I think that's pretty cool. It's called 3D overhead camera. And then again, the active park assist, the Sirius XM stuff, and my Cadillac stuff. In my Cadillac, you can set service appointments, but basically this vehicle will park itself for you in a parallel or a perpendicular parking spot. And then all the way down here, you have the ambient exterior temperature. That's how much signal the Wi-Fi hotspot has, and then that is the current time. And then all throughout here, you have a couple different, lights that pop up. So you have like a tire pressure light throughout here, lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off, I believe, like right there. And then that is the letting us know that the seatbelt is off, and then it has a nice little Cadillac logo right there. Again, with the 36 speaker AKG sound system, you have these tweeters up top here, and then working our way down, you get a nice little HVAC vent. This is what your climate control stack looks like. Very nice looking climate control stack. I'll turn it on so you can see what it looks like. That's a closer look at that. When I turn that on, you get a deeper exhaust note out the back. I'm gonna click that again, and then the exhaust note quiets down. So obviously when the engine's gonna work a little bit harder, it's gonna mess with the RPM, and it gave it a deeper exhaust note, which I thought was kind of cool. And then over here, you have auto hold. Auto hold is basically a system in which the vehicle will hold you in place by itself with its braking system. And then this is your V mode. So this is full kill mode that unlocks launch control. So this is what V mode does. You can see everything is in full kill mode. It's ready to go, ready to race that Trackhawk, ready to race that Durango Hellcat, ready to race that Model S Plaid or Model X Plaid. So yeah, V mode, basically full kill mode, and all you got to do is click on that right there, and that will put you into V mode. And then to the right of that, you have your lane keep assist button. If you wanted to go into manual mode, you have to put this thing into drive and then pull back one more time, and now you can control the transmission with the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. That's what I would do if I owned this vehicle. I would always drive with the paddle shifters because they're very responsive, and it's just, awesome. And then all of this area here is to control your infotainment screen. So this scroll knob here will scroll throughout the infotainment screen. You can see that's what I'm doing on screen now. And then these are different shortcut buttons into like the home screen, navigation screen, audio screen, phone screen, vehicle diagnostic screen, and then that is your back button. This is your volume knob right here. You can hear the volume going up. Awesome system here. I love the infotainment system and all these buttons that come with the new Cadillacs. Awesome system again. And then that's your hazard button. Great spot. You could set a phone down in there. Good amount of miscellaneous storage space down in here as well. I'll put my iPhone 14 Pro Max down in there for size reference if I can dig it out of my pocket. So you can see a little bit of storage space down in there. And then again, you have another spot. You could set a phone right here as well if you wanted to. You get a nicely padded and leather wrapped armrest with your Escalade badge there. Again, this is a Cadillac, so obviously very nice. And then opening this up, you get a USB-C port, you get a USB-A port, you get a 12-volt power outlet, you get a ton of storage space down in here. Basically, you can fit exactly what you need to down in there. And then you get a little divider here as well. I believe this might be the wireless charging pad. I'm not quite sure where the wireless charging pad is, but I do know there is a wireless charging pad that comes standard. Okay, that is the wireless charging pad because it's letting me know that my phone is charging, because you can see that little arrow right there, again letting me know that my phone is charging. So that is the wireless charging pad. You get two cup holders here. Great spot. You could set the key fob. Again, you get a USB-C port and a USB-A port. All of this is all leather wrapped. This area right here is that wood grain trim. You get a lockable lower glove box, and that is what the glove box looks like. Quite a bit of storage space in there. You can fit exactly what you need to. And then up top here, you got your OnStar stuff right there. Passenger airbag stuff there. Obviously this comes standard with the pano roof, so you can slide the pano roof, you can tilt the pano roof, and then you can also adjust the shade right there, so you can bring that shade back if you want just like the open air feel. And then you can drop and raise the third row seats with these buttons here. That is to open up your power lift gate, universal garage door opener. And then this is an interesting button here. So when you turn that on, let's say you step out of the vehicle and at a car show or whatever, and you left all of your windows down. Let's say somebody reaches into your vehicle, that's going to set the alarm off. So that is what that button does right there. And you can find that in like a Lamborghini Aventador. So that's a pretty cool feature. And then obviously you get a driver light and a passenger light. AKG speaker up top here. Oh poop handle, mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone. And then you get a vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights. This visor also does slide forwards and backwards, and then you also get a little clip on the visor as well. One thing that's awesome with the V, you get this micro suede headliner. It looks phenomenal, and it just adds to the sporty feel of the Escalade V. Super, super comfortable seats. I love the massage function, and it's an Escalade, you know, what do you expect? I did want to go over a couple of things though, and that has to do with the rear view camera mirror. So this does have a rear view camera mirror system, and let's say you get the Escalade V and you don't like the rear view camera mirror system. Well, you know, let's say you get this comes standard and you don't like it, you flip that forward and now it just behaves like a regular auto dimming rear view mirror would. But back into the rear view camera mirror, there's a ton of adjustability with it. You can adjust the brightness of it, you can adjust the zoom in, you can adjust the zoom out, and then you can also move the orientation down, or you can move the orientation up, all again to your liking. It's an awesome, awesome system. And again, if you don't like it, you can have it off, and then it just behaves like a regular auto dimming rear view mirror would. Now, a couple things I wanted to go over that come standard with this vehicle is that this gets the 36 speaker AKG sound system, which is one of the best sounding sound systems that I've ever heard. This also comes standard with the head-up display, the panel roof, the wireless charging pad, the rear view camera mirror, the 360-degree view camera system, the heated and ventilated front seats, the heated steering wheel, the massaging seats, the suede headliner, and etc. There are a lot of things that come with this vehicle. So yeah, those are just a couple things I wanted to mention. Now I'm gonna throw the entire window sticker on screen for you guys to take a look at all the standard stuff. I mean, this thing comes fully loaded essentially, and then all the couple different options that this particular vehicle has, like the Super Cruise, the trailering stuff, the color, the Onyx package, etc. But basically, I'm just gonna highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Cadillac Escalade V is spec'd is $161,660. That is a lot of money, but you get a lot of performance for that money, and this is definitely a luxury vehicle that just has a little bit of sports car to it. So awesome, awesome vehicle. Cadillac, thank you so much for making a vehicle like this. This thing is just, it's perfect. It really is perfect. It's not gonna handle like a Lamborghini Urus will, but on a straight, it's gonna take off like a Lamborghini Urus. It's just gonna be a little bit slower because it's a little bit heavier, but who cares? It sounds phenomenal. And oh, I might be biased, but this thing is absolutely bad to the bone. I want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats. Door panel back here, pretty much the exact same as what you would find in the front. Automatic down windows back here only. Speaker surround. You get your unlock and your lock functions back here, which is nice. So if you go into the store as the parent, your kid can lock the vehicle until they see you walk back out, and then they can press that unlock button again to let you back in. A little bit of miscellaneous storage space back here. You get your brushed aluminum door sill that says Escalade back here as well. Obviously, you get the second row captain's chairs with the center fold down armrest. These seats are very, very comfortable in and of themselves. You get a leather wrapped poop handle back here, which is awesome. You also get a spot you can set your dry cleaning, an HVAC vent, a dome light, and another AKG speaker surround there as well. And then this is what your thing looks like back here. I'm trying to find the power button for it, but anyway, you get a 12-inch screen here. You get another 12-inch screen over there, and you can watch YouTube on these screens if you wanted to. Okay, so it wants me to accept it. Anyways, really, really cool system. You can access Hulu, you can access YouTube, you can connect a PlayStation to this, you connect an Xbox to this. It's just a really, really awesome system, and it comes standard, so I don't even have to convince you to option for it. But seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, you get another seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. Coming over to this screen here, these are all your HVAC system controls. So you do get a tri-zone climate control vehicle, and you get heated second row outboard seats, both with 3 levels of adjustability. And then opening this up, you get 2 cup holders, and then down here you get 2 HDMI ports, you get 2 USB-C ports, and then you also get a household power outlet all the way to the right of that. I am sitting behind myself, I am adjusted behind myself, and I am 5'9". I've got plenty of knee room, plenty of leg room, and plenty of headroom as well. I can also recline these seats if I wanted to. Just a awesome, awesome seat controls here, awesome seat comfortability back here, and you know, I could be very, very comfortable back here on like a cross-country road trip, hauling absolute bleep, you know, obviously going the speed limit, of course, but these seats back here are very, very, very comfortable. And then that is what it looks like from back here at about my eye level. I'll show you what we got going on in the third row seats, because this is an Escalade after all. Anyway, you get a USB-C port over here, you get a cup holder, a little bit of miscellaneous storage space, and a nicely padded armrest. By the way, on like a GMC or a Chevy, this is just a plastic piece, whereas on the Cadillac, it is a nice leather armrest. On this side, you get the same exact thing, USB-C port, cup holder, and a little bit of miscellaneous storage space. I am 5'9", and I am sitting behind myself, and I still have plenty of knee room, plenty of leg room, and plenty of headroom as well. So honestly, I could be comfortable here in the third row seats as well. HVAC vent, another HVAC vent, then you get your dome lights up top here. And that's, you know, kind of about it for what we got going on here in the interior. I wanted to make this, you know, as quick as I could going throughout the interior, because I know most of you are here for the drive. So, you know, we've talked about the exterior, we talked about the performance, and now we talked about what's going on here in the interior of the V. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the review. I know you would much rather listen to the engine than me, and I would too. I'd much rather listen to the engine than me. I wish we had like an Autobahn around here, because I would love to see what this thing would do on the Autobahn, because I know it would be insane. I mean, this thing sounds insane. You can hear the supercharger, which you can't really hear on like a C7 Z06, which is this is a very similar motor to the motor that's in the CT5V Blackwing, which is a very similar motor that's similar to the C7 Z06 engine. So let's take a listen to some downshifts. It's one. She's not in crackle mode yet, but she does crackle. You just got to warm her up a little bit. This thing is, it's pretty nuts. So that's an M8 comp right there. Let's see, a nice little acceleration right here. Insane, absolutely insane. And that was literally probably 40% throttle, and it just goes. I really want to floor this thing, but I'm gonna let this thing be floored for the first time by its owner. I mean, I really, it's taking every ounce of self-control to not floor this thing, because it just sounds so good. It feels so good to accelerate. And we're gonna do the handling test here. So let's see how she does around some turns. So I'm gonna go into, let's go into second. You can hear some crackles. Let's see how it handles. It handles pretty dang well, considering. You hear the shifts? They're lightning quick. This thing's just an absolute beast. But if you don't want it to be a beast, it's just gonna behave like a regular Escalade will. And that's the beauty behind the Escalade V. I wish they made an Escalade V the past like 20 years, because maybe I could afford a 20-year-old one, but I definitely can't afford this one. But let's do another little acceleration, shall we? Oh my gosh. This is, oh my God, it's beautiful. I don't even want to talk about anything else in the motor. If you want to see anything else about this vehicle, go watch the video I did with the Escalade Sport Platinum, because this is pretty much an Escalade Sport Platinum with a Corvette engine under the hood. That is the best way to describe this vehicle to somebody who doesn't know what an Escalade V is, or isn't very familiar, you know, with vehicles in general. This is an Escalade with a Corvette engine in it. That's how you describe it to people who don't know. Again, let's see, handling test. Is it going to handle like a Lamborghini Urus? No. Is it going to accelerate like a Lamborghini Urus? I don't know, because I've absolutely torn up a Lamborghini Urus. My last boss was really cool. He had an Urus, and he would let me take it home on the weekends and stuff. He'd be like, go do whatever you want with it. And I definitely have a lot of experience behind the wheel of an Urus. And now I've got some time behind the wheel of this, and I would love to line up the two to see, you know, how they do. I know the Urus is going to be quicker, but I think this might feel quicker just because of how it like throws you back and how it squats. That's some drama right there with the squat. So here's another. I love it upon shifts. It's awesome because it goes, it does a nice little burble-ish between shifts. It's just absolutely beautiful, beautiful driving experience. But you know, you take it out of V mode, which we weren't even in V mode. Now we're in V mode. I was wondering where the crackles were. Listen to the crackles. Oh my gosh. I was wondering where the crackles were. I didn't have it in V mode. I'm an idiot. I think it's sport, but listen. What a absolute joy to drive this vehicle is. And it's an Escalade, so obviously you get an amazing AKG sound system, which was one of the best sounding sound systems that I've ever heard in a vehicle. So amazing sound system, amazing sound out of the motor. Infotainment system is very intuitive, very easy to use. Beautiful, beautiful crackles. Oh my God, this vehicle is just, I think I might rather have this than a Lamborghini Urus. And if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does, because this is just, it's a big vehicle. You can carry your family around. You can carry your large boat. I mean, it's just an overall really, honestly, practical vehicle. It really is truly a practical vehicle other than the fuel economy. But if you have $161,000 to spend on an Escalade V, I think the cost of fuel is probably the least of your worries. So overall, what an absolute joy to drive this vehicle is. Thank you so much, Mike and More Cadillac in Chantilly, Virginia, for giving me some time behind the wheel of this thing. If you guys are interested in this particular Escalade V, a CT5V Blackwing, a CT4V Blackwing, they have it all, and they have this one for sale right now. And I highly suggest you pick this one up because this is very, very nicely spec'd. So I just got to say, this is a overall awesome vehicle. Between the luxury, between the performance, between the sound system, just between everything, this is the best vehicle probably that I've ever driven. Very close SUV-wise, best SUV that I've ever driven. Very close to the Lamborghini Urus. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm now on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. If you took anything from this video, if you enjoyed this video in any capacity, please give it a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, truly do, from the bottom of my heart. And I can only do videos, you know, like this with your support. So again, if you want to see any other videos like this, I really appreciate your support. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.